next year I want everybody in 126, 130 to know my name. I want them to know I'm coming for them.
That long range left hand again. He gets him against the ropes and he goes down again.
I want everybody's spot.
You know, with the skills, the speed, you know, the IQ.
This is exactly the type of maturity you want to see from Shakur Stevenson. Body first, no headhunting.
You know, this kid is, to me, is the future. He's definitely the future right now.
Stevenson's keeping him outside like that.
He's getting bigger, he's getting stronger.
Who would I put my money on as the most blue chip of all the guys to last the longest, the highest level in the pound for pound ratings, everything? My guess would be you. Oh! A knockdown scored halfway into round one.
Fans of the sweet science, welcome back. Today we introduce another name to our roster of future kings. The features where we break down some of the sport's true blue chip fighters, and where they each vary by circumstance, popularity, and skill set.
There's a left hook right there. Sharp left hook with the right hand.
He's one of the top guys in pound for pound right now.
Right hand, Gervonta Davis. Oh, the left hand. Sits take it down. Ryan Garcia.
They all stand firmly on their very own pathway to greatness. This time we showcase a young man who became a world champion at the back end of 2019 at just 22 years of age.
I know where to play certain shots, how to get somebody out of there properly. So I guess I'm a pro. I done developed from an amateur to a pro.
Now, on the cusp of pound-for-pound recognition, he faces the toughest test of his career against Miguel Marriaga at MSG. If you enjoy our content, press thumbs up and hit the notifications bell as we take a closer look at the talent, skills, and brilliance of Shakur Stevenson. Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Moments away from having it happen, and there it is!
When emotions are high, fighters become reckless.
Right uppercut continues to land. There's a perfect straight right hand.
You've been stride for stride throughout your career. Check left hook. A check left hook right into it. You never saw it.
Though, sweeping aside the pressure, pride, and the bad blood, and putting on a boxing clinic, this certainly wasn't the case for Shakur Stevenson last October. Gonzalez, a 7-year pro with speed and power, entered with a 23-0 perfect record.
Look at Gonzalez. He wants the first round finish.
Going pro and fighting a bunch of bums early in your career, I feel like that's the easy route. I feel like I went to the Olympics and I fought the higher level of competition.
And adding fuel to the fire, Stevenson was dating his sister. Something that turned a red-hot matchup into a must-win bout.
Joetta is coming to fight. He's very angry at me.
However, neutralized from the offset, the young Newark fighter showed composure and maturity.
See, Stevenson can do this all night. I would rather get knocked out than have to go through this beatdown and this embarrassment.
Pulling off an impressive one-sided points victory.
From Brick City.
Whilst the final bell didn't exactly encourage peace,
All that was business. Like, it was personal for him, but it's business to me. I told him that he a hell of a fighter. He ain't really want to talk to me, but it is what it is. I ain't tripping.
I don't know how he could say that he has no hard feelings, no disrespect, but the whole time he was disrespecting my family. So now, only time will tell, and he has to show us respect.
the win, the belt,
Where's my belt, man? Where's my shot at?
and the eye test represent an increased air of promise for boxing's latest and greatest.
I feel great about the fight. I put on a hell of a performance. I was always taught to hit and not be hit, and I mastered that today.
Man, he looked tremendous, man. He boxed real well. He listened real well. You know, he did everything he had to do to get the job done, and now he's world champion.
For Stevenson, born in Newark, boxing is and always has been a way of life. Named by his mother after the iconic rapper Tupac Shakur.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Though little did she know, she'd produced her very own creative genius, one that would flourish in the coming years. The oldest of 9 siblings, Stevenson's maturity and competitiveness was ingrained. And fortunately, rising swiftly through the amateur ranks, so too was his talent.
Junior Golden Gloves. I went outside in the boxer there. I won every international fight. A lot of national tournaments.
From tournament right to tournament, from an Olympic training center right to country after country, and he's been consistently winning.
Over the next decade, he would compete 140 times, losing just a dozen and remaining undefeated at international level. En route to the Olympics at 19, his success saw him dubbed as America's best amateur since Andre Ward.
Andre Ward, 20 years of age from Oakland, California, has taken care of business.
My wife and my children, all my family, I love you. I'm coming home with the gold like I said I would.
And with the former gold medalist taking him under his wing and Mayweather arriving in Rio to see him compete,
he produced a slick right-left combination, catching Ramirez in the face.
It was clear, despite his shortcomings in the final,
you come in here, I know you wanted that gold medal, I know it's emotional, but you walk away with a silver medal.
The boxing fans were witnessing something very special.
When I was in Rio, I was fighting, I was thinking about North, like I had the city on my back.
8 months after taking Olympic silver, Shakur hit the ground running. And with Floyd tipping him to be the next challenge to his legacy,
I see the next Floyd Mayweather. You know, if anybody can break my records, this young kid right here can do it.
The coming 24 months were crucial. Signing with Top Rank, his debut came in April 2017 out in Carson. And by December, he had 4 convincing wins already to his name. With speed, defense, and punching ability, he made light work, as expected, of his early opponents.
Chopped down with that right hook. Short left hand on the inside.
2018 was equally, if not more, special. Despite a noticeable step up in competition, his quality shone through. He beat his first unbeaten opponent in Roxburgh Patrick Riley.
Oh, nice left hand there from Stevenson. And the southpaw looking at close. And Riley's down.
He introduced himself to the MGM, taking out his 16-1 opponent in just 2 rounds.
Back downstairs, a thudding left. Oh, a cracker of a shot!
And finally, he overwhelmed Viorel Simeon, who'd never been knocked down before, despite facing the likes of Lee Selby and Scott Quigg.
Could he get rid of a guy who's gone the distance with champions? He puts him down again!
3 knockdowns in a first-round KO that displayed speed, accuracy, and most importantly, power. Capping off his year perfectly at 9-0, a 2019 world title shot looked inevitable. The fast-track transition from Olympian to world champion now looked as promising as ever. And Stevenson started out 2019 just like every other year, with a dominant, attention-grabbing victory. However, this time he made sure to say his piece and make his intentions known, turning his attention to the current IBF title holder at featherweight.
Man, I'm trying to fight Josh Warrington, man. Josh, can we fight? I want to fight.
Next, he beat Diaz, a 24-1 Puerto Rican who was supposed to provide the real test he craved. Instead, Shakur shut him down completely, barely losing a round, before giving another special mention to his British rival. In the summer, just 2 weeks after his 22nd birthday, the American performed in front of his hometown crowd at the Prudential Center in Newark. Another game 10-year professional with a 27-4 record, broken down and beaten up in the same clinical and composed fashion. And as if there was any doubt, he announced his desire to come to Josh Warrington's home soil to take on the world champion.
Josh Warrington got the IBF, Oscar Valdez got the WBO. I would love to go to England to fight Josh Warrington. We could do that in December. Bob Arum, make it happen. Frank Warren, make it happen. Top Rank, let's get it.
Beating Gonzalez before Christmas in his more homegrown rivalry, Stevenson looked to have finally sealed the deal. Though nearing agreement for the Warrington bout, Shakur chose to put another man ahead of him. Surprisingly, he chose the former opponent of Loma and Valdez, Miguel Marriaga. A perfect matchup in terms of progression to show just how ready and dangerous he really is, but one that could hinder negotiations with the Yorkshireman. However, with time on his side, plus an abundance of skills, speed, and power, the American holds all the cards as he bids to put his own stamp on the pound-for-pound rankings. What's most impressive is just how comfortable Stevenson appears under the bright lights. He employs tricks, subtle echoes of his favorite fighters such as Ward, Rigo, and Floyd. And now, with his size, strength, and confidence, he stands ready to mix with the sport's biggest names. Fighters of today are heavily criticized for their circumvention, social media antics, and trash talk. However, amongst the latest batch of the hostile 130 to 140 pounders, there is a refreshing and newfound readiness for the best to fight the best. An old school violence with a new school flair. One that allows a young American to express himself in beautifully brutal fashion, much like the rapper that went before him. Naoya Inoue is not just one of the toughest boxers alive today, he's also tough on dirt. Back in the ring after the lights have faded, he's still a triple threat, wielding broom, mop, and cleaning rag with equal skill. In no time at all, the squared circle is squared away, and then it's on to the locker room. Every glove in its place, every locker door polished. The floor is spotless, the toilets are immaculate, cleaner than Manny Pacquiao's conscience. In a stunning display of martial janitorialism, Inoue brings the clean to boxing like no one else. We're keeping it fresh, keeping it hygienic, keeping it a Motividia presentation.